viewers watch this stuff, as I'm sure you know, and they take whatever they see as if they are watching a documentary or as if they are watching a true following around of people, like it maybe was in the first season, where you're just watching people and act in the way that they are, and they watch it and they just take it so seriously, and they think that people can't be edited out of context, or they think that, well, even if you signed up for this, like what are your thoughts on that? And you signed up for it too. We can take that separate, but to viewers out there who watch this stuff and think it's gospel.
It is amazing that it's still that way, that viewers at home still have this idea that if Nick comes off the show and he was crying and upset about leaving Caitlyn, and then people automatically assume, oh, wow, what's wrong with that dude? Like, why, have a backbone, figure it out. Like, the way you come off on television is not exactly who you are at all times. No. It's amazing to me that people still buy that, or that's what they think, but that's what's fed to them. And, by nature of us being so good at what we do and adding the beautiful music and the beautiful settings and the great editing to keep thoughts very concise and pointed towards a certain direction, it's inevitable that the viewer is going to take away what we feed them. They're going to say that's exactly who they are. Well, great, because we made it look like that's exactly who they are. It's fascinating to me. But the reason reality television is so successful is because that conceit works and people still buy it. So if people stop buying it, it might go away. So of course the machine's going to feed that conceit as often as they can. Make them hate Nick. Make them love Michael. Who cares if that's the real person or not?
And the whole escalation thing, which was the other thing I was going to mention a minute ago. When I had someone on my podcast named Matthew from last season of Love is Blind, and they edited him to make him look like he was walking out of the pods in the middle of dates, and took footage of him just leaving at the end of dates. And they did that to him multiple times, to the point
to make it look like a dick that was leaving and leaving.
Yeah. Wow. And people were horrible to him online, and he had since left, and he has a new girlfriend, and like he was telling me, he's like, I had to sit there like with my girlfriend who I love and who loves me, and like watch me be represented and hear people say how I'm like abusive and a serial killer and disrespectful of these women. And he's like, I was hated for something the world saw me do that I never did. And it sat with me at that moment. And I'm like, my God, like I had some stuff out of context, some stuff out of order. And, you watch it back and I'm kind of like, well, that didn't happen that way. And then you're like, wait, did it? And there's like those things, but like to have something like that happen, I just can't even imagine, because you don't even get a chance to speak about it.
Yeah, well, to that point, that could have happened in two ways out of my head. One way is that, again, the machine is built in a way that everything is so compacted, a schedule and a budget, that they might just need a way to get rid of him on camera quickly, or to wrap that storyline in a cute little package. Let's move it on. Or it might have been an immoral producer on set, or a combination of both. But I am erring on the side that it's probably that I need my character to have an ending. What's an ending that makes sense? Chicks are figuring him out because he's walking out on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So what's the most expeditious way to get this character out of my story?
Yeah. So that I want to, yeah, that's fair. And also he didn't drink. He's what do they call that? So living a sober life, right? He's living a sober life. So I know they didn't like that, but that's his story.
That's a difficult character to produce, right? So it's going to make anyone who doesn't drink, it doesn't lower their inhibitions. So it makes it more difficult for producers like myself to find ways in and manipulate them quickly, honestly.
So let's talk about let's talk. And actually, so I picked up on it real quick when we were in the pods, and we were there for 15 days. And I remember there was one day where I got a little tipsy, and I was like, oh, I can see exactly how this goes wrong for a lot of people. And after that, I would do it like here and there with the guys, or on a date, I'd have some champagne. But like I was very careful with my alcohol consumption after that one day, because I was like, I can just see how, it's like if you're at the bar or something, and that 4 is now a 9 because you've got it's like that kind of mentality. And so I slowed down after that, and I didn't get really more than like maybe slightly tipsy on camera. I still had my wits about me. But
Yeah,
you call it the truth serum. That's alcohol. First
it's
of all,
amazing. Yeah.
brand that and sell it. You should brand that and sell it. And then second of all, tell me your experience using the truth serum as alcohol and why it's used and how you used it and all of that fun stuff. Not so fun stuff.
You'll absolutely. I mean, we discovered it early on The Bachelor at the rose ceremony, which is the first night when they meet the Bachelor. It's a cocktail party. You know, that was sort of the conceit. Like, what do people do at that age? They go to cocktail parties or they hang out and have cocktails. And then quickly we realized that the more liquored up people were, the more apt they are to show their emotions. Everything's escalated, and the more apt they are to lower their inhibitions and give us what we need and to say things they wouldn't normally say. So of course that's great for us. Let's go for that. You know, it's heightened animated versions of a character that we liked already. So great, they're giving us even more. So alcohol is just readily available, especially on shows like The Bachelor. It's just, you know, if it's a house type show, their fridge is fully stocked, as you realized on your show. And it's just because even if you're not on a date or on a challenge or being in a pod, you still have to be on camera. We're showing the difference between what you're doing and what someone else is doing at this point. So if you're having drinks and being more animated than you normally would be, then all the better for us. So let's keep it readily available.
Thank you for listening to this clip from the full episode of Eyes Wide Open. Please like and subscribe for daily clips and new episodes that drop every Tuesday. I appreciate you.